defense. Let's go, defense. And here we go.
They'll run on first down. Vaughn. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now a give right side. It's Vaughn, and he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Looking to throw. Love. Yeah, he'll find Hall. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. So on 4th down, they bring on the Michigan man, Matt Wild, to kick it away. And this will be taken at the 13. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
That one, a gain of 20 and a 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Rodgers gives this to Jamal Williams. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 25 on 2nd down. Rodgers. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end, and he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a 1st down. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Jamal Williams, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Bullock good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Watch the twist, watch the twist. Shift.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Love throwing deep for Galladay. A throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 18. The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Tracy Walker in on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
From the 22, Rodgers completes it to Benjamin. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. On play action, it's Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Andrew Billings. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Watch the six.
To throw again. Love. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Mike's 4-2. Mike's 4-2. We own it.
On third down, Love. Going deep here for Parker. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick, and his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half, and you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So they say no to the penalty. The incompletion stands. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And what they want to do is go ahead and take those downs away from them. You never want to give extra snaps to any offense. That's how you get hurt.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Following the penalty, it's Williams. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. He gets this into the hands of Kirkwood. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46.
You got nothing. Mike 51. Hey, Wahoo. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Hey, check 26. Mike 51. Mike 51.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run it now out of the gun. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Rodgers now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. Now it's Rodgers. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. shotgun now for Rodgers. He's got it. That's St. Brown. Touchdown, Packers. Equanimeous St. Brown. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And it's now 14-0. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Love. And the catch made by Johnson. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down. Throwing on first down. Love. Open man, he's got him to tight end Hockenson. First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And he's got this down to the 35. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Love. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one goes for 24 yards. On 1st and 10, Love dancing to his left. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. T.J. Hockenson, as the first half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. And not a particularly good return here, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. This will be taken very short. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
At the 11-yard line. 258.
To throw, it's Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. Defense may be thinking pass. They come out in the nickel on 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Rodgers. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know in the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. 2nd and 6. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Kerryon Johnson, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Well, touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
To throw on 3rd down. Love. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. And this will be caught at the 30. And he's going to get this down inside of Green Bay's 15-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. 59 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he takes this one in for a Lions hands. Touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. So the Lion offense staying on the field as they're going to try for 2.
Strip that ball. He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
From the gun, Love rolling to his right, to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
Bashed it.
Super toe.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Box it, box it, box it, box it. Let's make these babies cry. Hey, box truck, box truck. Yes!
Rodgers going to throw. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
They didn't have a ton of yards to pick up on that 3rd down, but there was no way they were playing that one safe. They decided to take that one downtown. They must have felt that they had a big play that was waiting for them. Unfortunately, it was incomplete.
Not good at all. A punt of just 24 yards there. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. On 1st down, it's Vaughn. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Love. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson, and it's 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
44, Mike, 44. Wild Bill. Fofo's the Mike. Mike's Fofo.
So don't say nothing.
44's the Mike. 44's the Mike. Smoke. Screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Operating from the gun. Love. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. Here's Matt Wild now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
On 1st down, Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now at Ford Field. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the 4th quarter. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. Williams. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Hey, Wood.
They run it again with Williams. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
The Packers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
88.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 16 and a 1st down for the green and gold. Rodgers now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. Rodgers operating from the gun. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call. But for a second there, I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
They find some open field here. They've moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Williams. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake it the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
They come out here in the eye. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down.
50. Go. 51, Mike 51. I got you, son. You're all mine, baby.
They'll run it with Williams. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Jamal Williams. His second touchdown of the night. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Being chased out left. Throwing deep for Galladay. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for the Lions. 62 yards. On 1st down, Love. And incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
And the throw here caught by Devontae Parker, and they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
44's the Mike. 44's Mike. Check. Hey, defense, let's go. Shift.
From the gun, Love. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
Let's go, D. Big series right here, so we got to step it up.
On 4th down, Love. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Adrian Amos with a pick. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Rodgers throwing here. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. The busy night continues for Williams. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Call that a very strong gain of 24. On the ground, this is Williams. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Green Bay, the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign. And now they'll get the weekend off as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for Detroit, the turnaround hasn't materialized as they fall to 2-7. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew,